Previously, you saw me complete the MIG weld below. Now I'm going to go into doing a practice stick weld so that you can see the differences inside the welding booth. Here again, we're still putting on the gloves and pulling down the helmet to stress the importance of safety. And what you'll see in the center of the screen now is a message saying, please pick up the rod holder. In doing so, when I physically pick up the rod holder, it then resets the electrode in the hardware device. As I weld, this electrode will consume itself in the physical world just like it's doing in the virtual world on screen. To begin here, we start just the same. It wants us to tack each side. So we will position the rod holder and electrode on the left-hand side as shown on screen. And here we'll press the orange button on top. We'll do the same thing on the right-hand side of the screen. And now I'm ready to begin welding. You will see in the upper right and left-hand corners, we still have the same two dexterity guides for work angle and travel angle. The center of the screen, we have the green plus for our speed. We have the two dotted lines for overall straightness. But one difference in terminology here is on the end of the electrode, we now have arc length as indicated, rather than nozzle to plate that we see in MIG. To begin welding, it wants us to perform a pull method. So we'll come in, we'll position ourselves right on that weld joint, and you'll see, just like in the real world, you can still get the electrode stuck here to begin. To undo that, we're going to click continue, and we'll try again. Now, as I am welding here, the electrode in the physical world here is consuming itself as I go across. You also saw for a moment there a golden gun, as we still have that affirmation of being on point with all of our dexterity guides. And as I finish the weld here, there is one thing that I'd like to point out in the center bottom of the screen. On some welds, you may consume your entire electrode and not be finished. A message can pop up on the screen saying, please replace your electrode. Before that happens, you also have the option to reload the electrode by clicking on the rod holder with the two electrodes in the bottom center of the screen. What happens at that point is an animation comes on showing the user replacing that electrode there. And it also gives the hardware in our physical world time to reset itself to begin welding again. We have all of the same view angles and zoom in and zoom out capabilities as we did when we performed that MIG weld. We are able to still turn on or turn off any of the dexterity guides by clicking the orange buttons in the bottom left corner. But now that I've completed my weld here, the next thing to do is to chip that slag off and brush that bead clean. Once we complete cleaning the weld here, it's time to have it inspected or graded. So in the bottom right corner, we're going to click on that save button. And here again, it brings up the same grade report that you would see for any other MIG weld that you've completed as well. Please note the terminology difference. We have arc length listed here. So again, we're grading the student on work angle, travel angle, arc length, speed, and overall straightness. The grading remains the same. We take those 5 scores, average them out to give the student's overall score. So now you've seen how to complete a MIG weld and how to complete a stick weld.